Usually I don't come on my station unless it's very important. Um, right now I'm very sporadic on my web channel, and and I don't know how to put it this way. Bloodshed is not acceptable, even if it's from people that you really do not like in any political um, uh, affiliation whatsoever. If you have a downright hatred to some person, First Amendment applies to everybody. Now, this is now an excuse for the Trump administration to kind of start to squash any sort of free speech um, exercise whatsoever. And what am I talking about? Looks like Charlie Kirk has been shot. That it just happened just like maybe a couple hours ago, an hour ago. I don't know. It just happened, and I disagree with him 100% on a lot of issues, and he's like a third rail in the Republican circles when it comes to far right politics. He's like the third rail basically, and when you're like the third rail, you're like a lightning rod for any sort of controversy. And he is a very controversial um, figure. But we're going to go to the headlines from USA Today, in which uh, this article is from, and it's just about 7 minutes ago from India Yancy Bray from USA Today. Okay, I just pulled this one up. Actually, I was watching the Kyle Kalinske show, and when they messaged what was happening, I just decided I'm just going to pull this up and just try to give a little quick overview of the situation. Okay, in this article, conservative influencer Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck during an event at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. The video of the event showed crowds of people running from the university's courtyard where Kirk, 31, was holding a speaking event within the shooting occurred. The university confirmed the shooting and said that had been taken into custody as of 1:15 Mountain Time. So I'm thinking this happened about maybe 2 hours ago. No, yeah, actually an hour ago. This is Central Standard Time. The university also said the campus is closed and classes are canceled until further notice. Police are investigating even campus immediately. Following police instructions stated the university post on X, campus police declined to comment when reached by USA Today. But Scott Trotter, a university spokesperson, told the New York Times police has determined the person who was taken into custody was not the shooter. President Donald Trump issued saying on Truth following person, we must all pray for Charlie, who'd been shot. A great guy from the top down. God bless him. Uh, Donald Trump said. FBI Director Cash Facility is closely monitoring reported situations. Agents will be on the signs quickly and therefore support the ongoing response and investigation, Patel said on social media. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to end there just to let you know that this is just possibly not a random act of violence. Um, I'm willing to bet this was sort of a pre-planned, and this is just my opinion more than anything else. I think this was a staged from the shooter to have him taken out. There's no way to explain it. I don't know if he's going to live or die because if you get hit in the neck, especially around in this area, in one of both areas, chances are one or two things are going to happen. If he hits the carotid artery, he will end up bleeding to death. Number two, if he's lucky, might be paralyzed from the neck down and not be able to speak. That's the best case scenario right there. If he's able to do a full recovery, which in my opinion may or may not happen. I didn't see anything full. This is pure speculation on my part. That they'll dislodge the bullet out from his neck and try to do as much repair to the muscles and tissues that was affected and to the artery itself. So it's more than likely. I'm not no doctor or anything else like that. That he will possibly not make a full recovery, but possibly be paralyzed. And not be able to talk. In either or situation, it's not looking good for him whatsoever. As much as I disagree with his politics, even though there's some things that he says just will inflame you. He does inflame people on a consistent basis. He's sitting up there along with Candace Owens and I don't know what's that. Shapiro, or whatever that guy's name is. And they're influencing the next generations of the Republican voters to sway them in a way to sway public opinion that the Republican policies are the way to go for America. That's their job. It's like an echo chamber of right wing propaganda to get people to believe bullet points are facts without really doing any research. They are good at misinformation. And this is one of the things that I've seen at some of the political cons I've seen in, I believe, was like 2018, 2016, 2014, and 2012, in which they will just have these political cons in which it's a convention of all political pundits who get together, and you've got to be like really into the political. It appeals mostly to the demographic of 16 to 30-year-old college educated um, Americans who want to learn more about what's going on, not from mainstream media, but this is the multimedia universe. Charles Kirk falls under that category, and I believe um, he represents, I believe, what's that organization called? Um, okay, American. I believe he's for the Americans for Prosperity. I don't think so, but uh, it was the latest to stop of the America's comeback to with this organization, Turning Points. Turning Points is basically um, a right wing think tank that is funneled money from big time donors for the extreme right wing, basically. Um, their job is to turn young voters into voting for right wing policies for America. That's it. So what they'll do is, like I said before, turn talking points, try to make them into facts, just like empty statements, and just consider them facts. And that's what right wing propaganda is all about. It's basically having a message without any sort of facts. You just it's for the non-thinking voters. They don't want to think. They want to look at the bullet point. If it registers with them or appeals to their ideology or their biases, and that's what they're going to gravitate for. So it's like a resounding gong of misinformation. So I don't know who or what is happening at this moment, but this is things to come. And it's going to get even more uglier under this fascist regime. And I don't think for 1 minute that the Republican Party will survive in 2026 without a mouthpiece like Charles Kirk, because he is a major player in the Republican Party. Um, so it's like the old school influencers, the mainstream media is not paying attention to what's the multimedia is about. And it's now becoming very apparent that the mainstream media is now starting to pay attention to what is going on both the right and left and circular in the fear of in the sphere of political punditry. That's what I want to try to say. Um, Unfortunately, I'm not the best commentator, but right now I just want to get this on record, just for myself and whoever comes across this, to say, hey, this is something of historical significance. This is sort of like a watershed moment for the right wing to start refocusing and reshaping their message, because a big, beautiful bill, I'm going to tie this in with a big, beautiful bill. A lot of people do not want that uh, bill in place on both either the right or left. If I took a poll right now, I'm saying it's way below 50% that this bill is very popular. Why do you think Donald Trump wants to regulate elections next year? Why do you think he wants to do that? Because he knows his policies are very unpopular, and it's just going to make things even worse for Americans. There will be more kind of unemployment for the months to follow. I haven't followed all the trends yet, but I'll tell you one thing. Somebody that's not employed right now, I'll tell you one thing. We are desperate for jobs. And my heart does not plead for the likes of them, because they're the ones that are responsible. Do I agree with what the shooter did? No, absolutely not. What I do cherish is the First Amendment. It's sort of like the cornerstone of America. It's what has shapes America to be America. Without the freedom of what's that? Freedom of the press, freedom of religion, assembly, petition, and assembly. Those top fives is the cornerstone of American culture. If you disagree with somebody, you should not go to jail because what you believe, or what the government says does or do, should not be scrutinized. You should not go to jail because you disagree with the policies that the government puts forth. And right now, Charles Kirk, his family right now, needs all the thoughts and prayers you can give them right now. I don't know if he's going to live.